so much for watching Chicago This Week. I'm Stephanie Kafua. In today's top story, we look back at an officer-involved shooting in Chicago that sparked protests nationwide. It happened in 2014. A black teenager was shot 16 times by a Chicago police officer. That officer was convicted of second-degree murder. He's already been released from jail, and he will not be charged with a federal crime. Mary Chappell has that story.
Family and supporters of Laquan McDonald gathered in Federal Plaza to push back against a decision made last week to not federally charge McDonald's convicted murderer, former Chicago police officer Jason Van Dyke. The U.S. Attorney's Office said it will not pursue a successive prosecution of Mr. Van Dyke on federal criminal charges, and that the decision not to pursue a federal prosecution was made in consultation with Mr. McDonald's family.
Everything that was said Monday about the family not seeking federal charges, all that was a lie.
Come on.
Didn't nobody contact us about nothing.
17-year-old McDonald was shot 16 times in October 2014 by Van Dyke. This police dashcam video shows McDonald just moments before he was killed. In 2018, Van Dyke was found guilty in his state trial of second-degree murder. He was sentenced to nearly 7 years in prison, but was released this past February on parole.
When we think about the actions of a police officer that can do a heinous act like that and walk out of prison in a very short time, that is a major injustice.
Still, the group stands strong in fighting for justice.
We have all lost so much over the years fighting for Laquan McDonald. But we will continue day after day until we get justice.
At Federal Plaza, Mary Chappell, Chicago This Week.
Last year, the city of Chicago recorded about 1,800 carjackings. That's the most the city has seen in 20 years. Although some progress has been made to combat the problem, it's still not enough.
I was downtown Michigan Avenue, and I was doing an Uber Eats delivery, and I went inside to leave the package at the door with the doorman, and I came out and I was walking in my car, and then I was approached by a guy who basically just said to me, "If you want to live, just get out of my way."
What we are seeing is that there isn't an increase in overall number of robberies, which does include carjacking and also includes things like armed robbery, muggings, holdups at stores, etc. And so what has happened is that over the past couple of years, while carjackings increased, other forms of robbery decreased.
But with the rise in carjackings has come a rise in liability for the city, which has paid out millions from lawsuits related to police pursuit crashes. Lightfoot's office has called on the CPD to use discretion when it comes to chases.
Said, we've been instructed not to chase anymore. We're not allowed to chase. So the only thing you can do is file a police report, and maybe we'll find it someday.
According to the Cook County Sheriff's Office, 77% of vehicles carjacked in 2022 have so far been recovered.
It's important for the average Chicagoan to know that they're not at an increased risk, according to the data, of being robbed of either their possessions or their vehicle.
In international news, the Russia-Ukraine war has entered its third month. In that time, more than 5 million refugees have left Ukraine. People across the globe continue to send money and supplies to help with the crisis. Elise Devlin is live with a story of one local religious group hoping to make a difference. Hi, Elise.
The Chicago Loop Synagogue is located on State Street, which is where a lot of different protests and fundraisers have been happening recently for Ukraine. Yet everyone I spoke to from the many different religious groups that were in attendance this weekend all agreed on one thing, and that was that the city of Chicago could still be doing even more to support Ukraine right now.
People of different religions, from different countries and different cultures all came together on Sunday at the Chicago Loop Synagogue to raise money for Ukraine.
It's horrible that we have to come together for this, that this is what's bringing us together, but I think the fact that we can do it and we can have different religions and different synagogues and just people from all over, that's kind of makes it all worthwhile.
Along with music, art was also on display to gather more donations, with all proceeds earned going to Ukraine relief efforts. Many involved in the concert, like Pavel Reutman, who organized the event, have close ties to Ukraine.
It so happened that I was born in Ukraine, Mykolaiv, Ukraine, and so my heritage is Ukrainian.
Others, like David Brown, were physically on the Ukrainian border just a few weeks ago.
I went to Warsaw about 5 weeks ago, and then I went to the Ukraine border. I think the most important thing is just to share with everybody what I was thinking, what I was feeling, and I saw people that were coming through the border, how traumatized they were.
The Jewish United Federation will continue to collect donations for Ukraine through their website at juf.org.
Thanks, Elise. Illinois has seen a 40% increase in COVID cases in the past week. And as you may know, masks are no longer required on Chicago Transit Authority trains and buses. Is there a connection? Rafael Hipos is live with more. Hi, Rafael.
Hi, Stephanie. It's been a week since a judge in Florida ruled that the federal government overstepped in requiring passengers to wear masks on planes and public transit. Since then, public transportation systems across the country have stopped requiring passengers to wear masks. Let's take a look at what commuters have to say.
After more than a year of mask mandates, commuters in Chicago are no longer required to wear masks on public transit or in airports. This comes after Governor J.B. Pritzker amended Illinois' public transit mask mandate to align with a ruling made by a Florida judge which struck down the federal mask mandate. In a statement, Governor Pritzker urged Illinoisans to continue following CDC guidelines as well as to get vaccinated.
I want to encourage local governments and businesses to take actions that they think will keep their patrons, their local residents safe. And we're going to continue to report on how we're doing as a state.
Despite the lifting of the mandate, many commuters could still be seen wearing masks, especially among the elderly.
Yes, I will continue to wear my mask.
Many have expressed that the influx of passengers without masks has made them feel unsafe.
I feel safer when I have my mask on. Because you never know. It's all different kind of people, traveling the bus. I travel the bus every day.
Sometimes I don't feel too safe when it's when it's quite a few more there that don't wear masks.
In statements they released online, the CTA and Metro called on passengers to be courteous to their fellow riders while encouraging people who wish to remain masked to do so.
Hi, I'm Menghan Xiao, and this is the Business Report. Coronavirus definitely reshaped the way people work all around the world. For many, working from home will continue. Others saw a slow return back to the office. I took a closer look at the pros and cons of both.
The pandemic changed the way we work. More employees are getting used to working from home. But as the world began to recover from the COVID-19, should workers return to the office?
My commute time from home to office takes about 30 minutes by bus, and sometimes the bus doesn't come on time. So working from home really enables me to reduce that time and put that time into doing something more productive.
One common downside, however, is feeling less connected to colleagues.
It's just better to have the personal connection with your colleagues and kind of more social interactions as well. You get a balance of work and social, and it's also easier for your colleagues to help you.
A Harvard study showed that hybrid work of 1 or 2 days in the office can be an ideal setup for future work. Many companies that had an ambitious plan to return to work a year ago has now reconsidered their decision. Amazon has revised its policy from 3 office days a week to allowing individual teams to decide. Microsoft allows employees work remotely half-time and approved by manager if they want more than that. So, which way of working do you prefer?
In this next story, a young woman used all that extra time working from home during the pandemic and decided completely change careers. She pursued a dream. Winnie Shu has the story.
Glamorous, confident, and beautiful. Keywords for the new pop-up fashion store in Westtown.
All clothes are designed by me and made by women in Chicago. It's a brand that is made for women to make them feel beautiful by women to better the lives of women.
But Clarkson's way of becoming a fashion designer is not a typical one.
I started my career in finance. I'm a daughter of a Guatemalan immigrant parents. For some reason, I thought that I needed to have this lucrative career to make them proud. But inside, I was miserable. And I've always, again, had this inclination towards fashion, and I would just look forward to the weekend.
The pandemic gave Clarkson the opportunity for a change.
You know, we were transitioning to working from home. I had the ability to explore fashion design. In 2020, my father passed away, and it really was a reminder that life's too short.
How do you like this?
I want to make women feel beautiful, but I also want to inspire women to follow their dreams. And as cheesy as that may sound, sitting here having this clothing brand is a testament that dreams do come true.
Clarkson's dedication has attracted others to come and help.
I just loved her energy, how passionate she is about everything she does, and how big of a champion she is for women.
From donation to nonprofits, to drinks and balloons from other women-owned businesses, the support goes beyond the shop.
For me, it's important to just be a small business that really stimulates the local economy.
I love that.
The pop-up shop is open from Wednesdays through Sundays until the end of May. Reporting live from downtown Chicago, I'm Winnie Shu for Chicago This Week. Back to you, Steph.
From one business startup to another, COVID definitely changed the way we shop for food. A new store just opened in the city that combines online shopping and curbside pickup. Taylor Woods is live now. Taylor, explain how this new grocery store works.
Stephanie, the way it works is you order your groceries online, and then once you arrive to a store, an associate loads them in your cart. Take a look.
A new grocery store is making shopping more convenient. Fresh Street allows customers to pull up and an associate comes out with their groceries.
The way it works is you order your groceries online, and we would then shop the order for you. So we have about 4,000 items that are on our website and our app.
The app resembles the same setup as the store, which makes it easier for items to be found.
So it's very intuitive for an associate to literally walk through the aisles, because it literally just tells you this is aisle A, this is aisle B, this is aisle C, etc. And they literally pick every single item, and the route is similar. It goes around this way and weaves in as appropriate.
But Fresh Street isn't just known for their curbside service. Customers can also shop in store if they choose.
So you're more than welcome to look around as well.
We want to be an e-commerce-led business. We want to focus on online grocery shopping and providing a great user experience. And then how do we supplement that with allowing folks to walk the store and pick things out themselves as well.
At the end of the day, it's all about fresh food and fast service.
If an order is roughly about 20 items, on average end to end, we will be somewhere between 8 to 10 minutes.
The store is looking to expand in other neighborhoods.
This is the only location, but we have 3 other sites that we're working on in the greater Chicagoland area that we're hoping to open soon.
There you are today. Cool. Thank you for choosing Fresh Street. See you soon.
Thanks, Taylor. That method of shopping certainly saves time, and this next method helps save the environment. Chantel Ropp is here with more on how a group of business owners celebrated Earth Day. Hi, Chantel.
Hi, Stephanie. April 22nd may be the official Earth Day, but the Plant Chicago promotes and celebrates environmental sustainability every day. This past weekend, the Small Business Incubator hosted a Reuse-a-Palooza event to show locals how they can go green.
From offering clothing repair services to selling produce from urban farms, the Plant's Reuse-a-Palooza event this past weekend encouraged locals to reduce, reuse, and recycle, not just on Earth Day, but every day. The Plant is a collaborative community of small businesses focusing on sustainability. One of them is a zero-waste grocery store called Tiny Shop.
We fill the products into glass jars, and then you take it home and you use it. Once those jars are empty, you bring it back, re-sanitize, and reuse. So it's essentially this closed-loop, zero-waste solution to getting grocery goods.
Reuse-a-Palooza also featured a recycling collection drive run by local nonprofit Reduce Waste Chicago. The group collects tricky-to-recycle items not accepted in the city's Blue Card program.
Things like contact lenses, or batteries, or markers, or crayons, and things like that. And what we do is we've partnered with organizations and other nonprofits that either reuse these items, repurpose these items, or recycle these items. But our goal is to divert as much waste from the landfill as possible.
This is critical given the U.S.'s waste production in 2018 alone. Over 292 million tons, according to the Environmental Protection Agency.
We only have one Earth.
We only get one planet.
And we want to make sure, like, you know, the next generation after us still has, like, you know, good, clean air to breathe and water to drink. We want to be responsible kind of stewards of, you know, the Earth that we have.
Everyone, I'm Amber Cooper. Thanks for sticking with us for entertainment news. This week's stories are all about enjoying the outdoors and being one with nature. We start with a special group walk along the lakefront. It became popular on social media. Alyssa Grabinski joined the walkers and brings us this story.
Around 200 girls gathered at North Avenue Beach last weekend to walk and talk.
So, it's a beautiful day, as you guys can see.
I definitely wanted to come out and see everyone, and there are so many girls here that are like excited to be outside, enjoy the weather, and get to know each other, so it's been fun.
Just meeting all of the people. I think I met like 20 different people already, and we're only halfway through.
First, I got the idea from TikTok. A lot of things stem from TikTok. So, of a walking club in New York City, and I wanted to everyone was talking about the different cities that they wanted to, like, oh, do it for this city, and no one had started it for Chicago. So I was like, all right, let's go. Like, it would be really fun to start this.
And Chicago Girls Who Walk keeps growing.
I came here in August of last year, like late August, so in the winter it's really hard to meet people, so it's nice to, like, now that it's spring and summer, starting to, like, find new ways to meet people in the city.
And don't be fooled by the name.
Anyone is welcome, obviously, so you can come on out as long as you're open to make connections, stay active, you know, positivity, all things like that.
From walking outside to yoga outside, Lindsay Tanny got to experience a new way of both exercising and socializing in Chicago.
Mother Nature really showed up. She gave us sunshine, she gave us 75-degree weather. It was great.
Sunny skies shine on rooftop yoga and brunch.
It's like hitting 80 degrees in Chicago in the spring with this and mimosas after. It couldn't get any better.
Morgan's on Fulton and Lululemon team up for a series called Collective Breath.
I've always wanted to start a yoga series here. It's such an awesome space for yoga.
Lululemon finds the yoga instructor, while Morgan's on Fulton curates the space and menu.
We're really focused on, you know, just giving people an incredible spot to start their weekend and, you know, set them up with some healthy food and an opportunity to just kind of mingle and get to know one another.
Luckily for instructor Paige Willis, yoga studios aren't her thing.
I noticed that a lot of my friends were always like, oh, yoga's not for me. Like, I don't feel like I could belong in that space, or there's a lot of pressure, or the yoga studio's too hot, or anything like that.
So she founded Undone, a pop-up yoga and meditation experience.
I'd pop up into those spaces, give them a good experience, make them feel good, make them feel seen and heard and comfortable. Give them some space to explore their bodies, and then we'll have fun after.
Speaking of fun,
the class was amazing. It was the perfect way to begin my Saturday.
I loved it. I'm a yoga instructor myself, and she was top notch.
I absolutely love Paige and our classes. They're so comfortable.
It's a nice way to let loose of your week's stress and then get some brunch afterwards.
If you want to do rooftop yoga and brunch, you can catch this series on May 22nd or June 26th. Reporting live from downtown Chicago, Lindsay Tanny, Chicago This Week.
This weekend, I got to get a close-up view of some beautiful cherry blossom trees in the city. Take a look at how some local groups celebrate it.
Spring is here, and so are the cherry blossoms. Some Chicagoans celebrate their arrival with a special viewing.
We're at the Japanese Culture Center for what is known as a hanami. In Japanese, hanami is literally hana, flower, and mi, which is comes from the verb miru, which means to see. So very literally, it's just cherry blossom viewing, but it's a very important and tradition in Japan to kind of just enjoy like the temporary beauty of the cherry blossoms because they're here and gone so fast.
Attendees were taught how to make origami and receive a special haiku.
Haiku is a brief moment in time that you capture. It's not about
these long things. It's a moment. It's like in 3 lines and about 12 to 13, 15 words.
This event helps bring awareness to Japanese culture in the city and educate others on the symbolism behind the art. And on May 1st, they will continue the celebration with traditional dancing and drumming.
Time for Chicago This Week Sports. I'm Mackenzie Richmond. You've probably heard that the Chicago Bears could be moving out of the city, from Soldier Field to Arlington Heights, but it's not a done deal just yet. I was lucky enough to join some special VIP guests for an exclusive tour of the historic stadium. Just days before the 2022 NFL Draft, Soldier Field opened their doors to VIP fans. Attendees were taken through the tunnels, locker rooms, up to the Skyline Suites, and out on the field, which has been home to the Chicago Bears for over 50 years.
Soldier Field is iconic. As you know, all the history is here. It's a beautiful atmosphere and the culture.
You know, people go on tours in NFL stadiums all across America, but nobody has the history, the non-football history, as well as the football history that Soldier Field has, because we go all the way back to World War I.
Soldier Field has been hosting VIP tours for years to share the history of the venue. However, this year was a little different. This historic field may soon be vacated by the Chicago Bears as the team looks to relocate to Arlington Heights, a suburb located 30 miles from the current NFL stadium.
And we'll always be able to tell the Bears story until that day comes. Hopefully it doesn't come, but I mean, while it looks like it will, you know, we hope that it doesn't.
Things are still being kind of worked out. It's not a definite if that's going to happen or not.
One of the great beauties of this stadium is that you can see just right over my shoulder the Chicago skyline. And if you look over to this side, you can get a glimpse of the waters of Lake Michigan, something the fans could not get in the suburbs.
What comes with Soldier Field and the Chicago Bears is just the culture that's surrounded with the stadium being on the lakefront. It's just a pillar of the lakefront community, and it's just a part of just a beautiful atmosphere here.
I love coming here every day and doing whatever I happen to be doing that day. So.
Would you continue to go out to Arlington Heights if they moved it?
No, I'm a Soldier Field born and bred.
Like I said, the NFL Draft is just days away. One college football player hopes to be drafted by the NFL. If not, he already has an offer at the WWE. Jessica Lazo is live with his story. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, Mackenzie. That's right. Former Northwestern defensive lineman Joe Spivak has always dreamt of playing for the NFL. But his love for wrestling has taken him on an unexpected career path.
Since finishing his final football season at Northwestern, Joe Spivak has taken his athletic abilities to the WWE.
Probably around sophomore year of college, I was like, where else do my love for like public speaking and connecting with people mesh with like violence and controlled chaos? And I'm like, this might be it.
So with the WWE beginning its first name, image, and likeness program, Spivak became one of 16 college athletes to join the organization.
And they call it next in line, as in next in line to get an opportunity at NXT in the main roster. And it's just basically showing us the pathway to make our dreams a reality.
And with this pathway, supporters like his former teammates are excited for Spivak's future in wrestling.
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing his growth, and I want to see his character arc. Like, I know it's probably kind of early now, but I would love to see what type of character they have him play and how that plays out in a storyline.
But with the NFL Draft around the corner, football isn't completely out of the picture just yet for Spivak.
I just want to get a chance with the team. I've heard some good feedback from a couple Midwest teams, which gets me really excited. But just an opportunity to come in and show them what I can do at a rookie camp. Because I think from there, my work and my skill set will speak for itself.
Whether it be with the WWE or the NFL, Spivak is sure to make an immediate impact wherever he ends up.
I think what Joe Spivak brings is character, and that's really important. He's also just a great teammate. He brings great energy all the time. He really just does it all.
Thanks, Jess. Time now for the Bulls and their return to the playoffs. Bailey Eichner is live in the studio. Hi, Bailey.
Thanks, Mackenzie. I'm joined by Alex Hutton, a Medill sports reporter. Alex, you know, we're both big basketball fans. The series between Chicago and Milwaukee is led by two NBA All-Stars. We see them right here, DeMar DeRozan and Giannis Antetokounmpo. What do you have to say about this leadership of these two?
Yeah, I mean, I think starting with Giannis, you know, he's been the centerpiece of this Bucks team for almost a decade at this point. Their first round pick back in, I think, 2013. And he's been right at the center of this sort of the rise to one of the best teams in the NBA, capped it off with a championship and a finals MVP last year. And then for DeMar DeRozan, joined the team this offseason, and it's no coincidence that the team has turned around and made the playoffs for the first time in 5 years with him joining the team. He has been the leader of this team on offense. Got to a point where he was almost at an MVP candidate level playing at one point early this season. I think had 8 straight games with 35 points, just absolutely the number one key to this team's success this year.
Just talking about the rest of the team as well, what have you liked that you've seen from this Bulls team all around the team?
Yeah, I think they've obviously made a lot of really smart moves. The front office has done a really nice job of putting together the right players on both offense and defense to turn this team into a contender, not just DeMar DeRozan, but trading for Nikola Vucevic during the season last year, adding Lonzo Ball, adding Alex Caruso, players who really, I think, work together well and who are, you know, they work really hard and they've seem to have good chemistry. Obviously, been hurt a little bit with the Lonzo injury. Has made it a little bit difficult for in these playoffs.
Well, Alex, thank you so much for joining me today. I traveled to Milwaukee to talk to Chicago fans and join the watch party. Take a look.
Inside Milwaukee's Pfizer Forum, early in the first round of the Eastern Conference Finals, Bulls fans represented Chicago well and were optimistic.
As a lifelong Bulls fan, I mean, it's been a great time seeing the Bulls in the playoffs again. I know they're facing a tough matchup with Milwaukee.
Fans knew going up against the defending champs wouldn't be easy. The Bulls haven't been in the playoffs since the 2016-17 season.
I think we can overcome the challenges and going up against the defending champs and really overtake them.
Not knowing how long the best-of-7 series would last, Bucks and Bulls fans gathered at the stadium and at watch parties to take it in.
It'll be a tough matchup against Milwaukee, but it's kind of cool that usually the cities aren't good at the same time, so it's nice to have a little bit of this rivalry.
Thanks, Bailey. And thank you again for tuning in for another show. Before we go, we leave you with a story of a special place that takes your broken, damaged, used, and worn items and tries to make them work like new again. Here's Hannah Shapiro. Have a great day, everyone.
A baby monitor.
You want your baby monitor fixed?
Yeah.
Yeah. Something so that mom can hear you when you cough at night? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Seeing if it just needs to be recycled or if it can actually be repaired.
Bicycles.
We're getting ready for spring bicycle riding, my grandson and I, and so we decided let's bring the bikes here.
A button maker.
I don't know how it broke. I think just wear and tear over time. And if we get this fixed today, the tool library will be heroes.
Chicagoans have people to take care of, places to go, and things to do. To make it all happen, they need their stuff to work. And the Chicago Tool Library's monthly repair fair is here to help.
Just the spirit of community, people coming together and fixing things. People bring all kinds of things to repair fairs, things that are really precious to people a lot of times, sentimental, but also just like kind of those basic household things that people are really bummed aren't working for them.
Tool Library volunteers with expertise ranging from IT to sewing to patio furniture evaluate and repair these items.
I look at everything like a fun puzzle and a learning opportunity, so just kind of take it apart and get to tinker with things.
I love helping people. I love being able to, even if I can't necessarily fix it, I can sort of give some people some information, show them where to go.
The goal is that it's not just stuff that's being repaired.
I hope that when people leave a repair fair, they're feeling supported by their community, first of all, at our wonderful public library branches, but I also hope that they're feeling inspired and curious to try new things themselves.
In Back of the Yards, Hannah Shapiro, Chicago This Week.